Do, 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 do. You know, I'm not so sure about this look. I need something that kind of suits me a bit more. Do, 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 do. Something a bit more classic, perhaps. Yes. This is more like it. Hey guys, TiVo2 here, back with another episode of my TARDIS tutorial. This episode has a feature that was pretty highly requested. I kind of wanted to do it too, pretty badly, but I thought it would be really difficult. But then I just woke up early this morning and I thought, you know what, might be fun to actually try and do this. So I made a backup of my world in case things went wrong. And then I just started making this and it actually turned out very well. So let's begin. So the feature I'm going to be showing you today, you may have saw it in the beginning skit, but I'll just show you again. This changes the interior of the TARDIS, or as it was called in the mini-episode Time Crash, this will change the desktop theme. So you can see it right now, it looks like this. We can come over here and press this new button I've placed, and I've made a little mini console for it. But you press this and it changes, and now with this classic era style interior, all the buttons and controls still work the same. They do everything. The doorway doesn't really change, but yeah, now how you get up to that balcony is by this ladder, because it really wasn't a balcony in the first Doctor TARDIS, so I just made like a hallway up there, and then we have like the downstairs. So yeah, pretty much everything still works perfectly fine. It just kind of changes the appearance, and we can do that again. And this time it is Coral. Yeah, here is the Coral TARDIS, which is the name given to the 10th Doctor's TARDIS. And again, it just has everything you would expect, except it just looks like this. So, yeah. Pretty neat feature. The console's a little bit obstructed by this pillar, but whatever. Oh, and then I haven't added any more yet, so I have a couple of just empty slots. And there we go, we're back to normal. I've just called this one TiVo2. Why not? Okay, so to do this, as I kind of said in the beginning, it's a teeny bit complex. I mean, it's not as bad once I actually, tried to do it. So let's begin. So I'm going to take you through this, not by just looking at the command blocks, but by actually going through my thought process, because that's probably an easier way to explain it. So obviously this is going to involve clone commands and cloning in the interiors from templates, which are placed elsewhere. So how'd I do that? Well, I started by just coming into the corner of my interior, and I just broke some blocks, and then I placed a diamond block just in the very, very corner. And then I did the exact same thing in the opposite corner, just right behind here, placed a diamond block in the absolute corner. Basically those just act as the markers. You don't really need to place anything there, but you just got to know where you're doing it. So what I did is I came down, for example, to the first one, and I would have said slash, oh, that's a lot of chat, slash clone, and then just press tab 3 times and it'll fill in those coordinates, and then press enter, and it won't do anything yet because the command is incomplete. You want to come up to the opposite corner, and let's just pretend like I'm looking at the diamond block that's in that corner. I'm not going to bother breaking blocks. So you then bring up that exact same command again by just pressing the up arrow on your keyboard, and you can see there's our incomplete command with the coordinates from before, and then you just press tab 3 more times to fill in the next coordinates, and it'll still say it's incomplete because it needs somewhere now to clone. It now has the 2 points between which it's going to be cloning, which is our interior. Just the console room, nothing else. Don't do anything about these yet, or that down there, or even this. But yeah, right now all it has is those 2 points which designate the console room. So then what I did is I went into spectator mode. There we go, that's better. And I went and I found a new place just kind of deeper down in the ground, and I cloned my interior over to here. And you can see where I did it is I stood right here, and it started from this initial point it placed right here. So again, it's good to place this block here because the diamond block just indicated where I even was, and then it placed it out from there, and here it is. None of these controls obviously will do anything, and none of these doorways lead anywhere. But yeah, we just have this now, and what you want to do is just come back to your actual interior, and we're going to set things up in such a way that it's going to clone. We're going to basically do that exact same clone command with the diamond blocks that are now right outside of this interior, so right here and here. We're going to go and get the coordinates in a clone command of those 2 diamond blocks. And again, that's another reason why it's good to place the diamond blocks, because you need to do it exactly the same as in exactly the same spots as in the normal interior. So just do a clone command with those 2 points, and then where do you want the clone command to actually paste? Well, you want it to paste right at your other diamond block right here. So then you just look at this diamond block here in your actual interior and fill in the final set of coordinates, and it should clone. Well, it should appear to do absolutely nothing because it's just cloning the exact same thing into this exact same place. So you want it to, if it doesn't do that, if it like sets things off by 1 block even, yeah, your controls are going to be messed up, your doorways are going to be messed up. So just get it to where it clones the fake template one over there back into its original position exactly the same. And if you need help with that, you can look up tutorials on the clone command from other channels. But yeah, in terms of cloning the TARDIS in particular, what we're going to do next is head downstairs, and I have this new room prepared. It's a little disorientating being in spectator mode, but that's okay. So I'll just go back into creative because we don't need spectator mode anymore. Okay, so we head down here, and I have this new room, and it all starts right here. So this is just testing if that new button is pressed. That's like the same type of command we've always had, and then I have this basically just inverting, and it'll push in a piston if the TARDIS does not exist, basically just meaning if the TARDIS is in dematerialized state, in locked, or anything else, it will not let you change the desktop if that's the case. So if we're totally fine to change the desktop, then you'll press this button and it will execute at the armor stand called int cycle, which I'll show you in a moment. It'll run TP int cycle 2 blocks in the Z direction, and yeah, here's int cycle. And basically it's exactly the same as our location and chameleon circuit cycling devices. So basically every time you press that button up there, it'll move this over to another pressure plate. And then, just like with that, this command block, this last one, all it'll do is teleport it back to the beginning, and basically the cycle will start again. So yeah, it's exactly the same as those, so you can watch those videos. But anyway, when it gets to one of these stations, what it will do is, this is that exact command we were just talking about, so cloning the template interior from this coordinate to this coordinate, and then cloning all that from between those 2 spaces to the original diamond block from our actual interior. And so that's what will happen when we press that button, and it's going to this. It will clone over that, and then this just says set the desktop theme to TiVo2. So yeah, if you've done that correctly, it should when the button presses to this, it should look exactly the same for now, because we don't have any other interiors to switch to. And that's where these other command blocks will come into play. It's basically the same thing, just with different coordinates and setting the name to something different. So yeah, I'm going to get to that now. So let's head over to our other templates. So over here, I have the template of the first Doctor interior. So what you want to do is you can kind of see there are elements of my actual normal interior here as well. And that's because I've literally just cloned another one over to here. So, and then what I've done is I've just built the first Doctor interior around it pretty much, as you can see. And that was just so that I could keep the console in exactly the same place. You can see the controls I have not changed at all. They're exactly the same. This button is in exactly the same place. This is exactly the same. Even this iron trapdoor is exactly the same. And if we head up here, this leading into our hallway is in exactly the same place as the doorway in our main interior. And the reason everything has to be exactly the same is because that's exactly where the blocks will be placing. Yeah, as long as we go from this diamond block to the other diamond block, which I think is all the way up here, here it is, and we clone between those spaces and clone them to this diamond block in the original interior, then yeah, once we plug in those clone commands into the cycler, then when we cycle to classic interior, should clone all of this back to our original interior, and all the blocks and controls should be in exactly the same place, so everything should work perfectly fine. And if it doesn't, you've most likely cloned it at slightly wrong position, like I said, so you need to be very careful about that. But yeah, same thing goes for the, where is it? The coral interior. Come on, where is it? It's over here, I think. Here it is. So yeah, exact same thing goes for this. You just build your interior around where your normal one was, and you can see here's the remnants of that. But I've just built this interior around it. Everything in exactly the same place relative to the diamond blocks. And same with the doorway, and with this doorway, and everything else. Make it exactly the same relative to the diamond blocks, and you should be perfect. Now that we're back in the main interior, I'll just show you again that basically our goal there was that when we press this button, how we made all of this in exactly the same position was by obviously making it the same in position with the diamond block. So this diamond block is in exactly the same position that the one would have been for the normal interior. Same thing goes for the coral. If we dig here, diamond block's in exactly the same position. Probably hard to tell because the shape of the interior changed a bit, but overall the positioning of everything should be the same. That is kind of the golden rule here. If you don't follow that, everything's probably going to screw up. But yeah, we just go until we get back to normal. This has been my episode on changing the desktop theme of your TARDIS. I have been Tivo2. Subscribe and follow my Instagram, Tivo2YT. That is all for now. Till the next time, goodbye.